Hello, this is my presentation on learning environments. I am Amy Uloho. We have many things to consider when it comes to our learning environments, where our students are supposed to be at their best, where we hope that they can be themselves and can put their best foot forward. We have to think about their safety when they walk in the room. Do they feel that this is a safe place for them? Safe as in physically safe and emotionally safe. Are they accepted? Are they empowered? Do they have a sense of community with their teacher, with the other students? Does the environment lend to the student the ability to have choice, to collaborate with others? Does it motivate the student to do their best? Different aspects of our rooms can do all of these things. So, is there flexibility within our learning environment? We need to think about flex seating, being able to group students differently in a quick manner. How do the things in our room affect the moods of our students? In fact, how does our room decor affect our moods as the teacher? We are in those rooms all day long, and a dark, dreary, drab room really could upset anyone. So, also, we need to think of ways that we can help our students alleviate anxiety. There are so many stressors in their lives that don't just drop off at the door. And lastly, an effect of a learning environment could also be that the student learns how they learn best, how they study best, how they interact and can be themselves. So it can lead to self-discovery. We think about things like lighting. Is it too dark or too bright? Student contribution, are they able to see their work of art on the wall? Are they able to see something that they've contributed to this specific class? Are desk arrangements, are are they able to see each other? Are they able to see the board? Are they able to talk with the teacher? Is there flexible seating? Can they work with groups? Can they sit in different areas to where they might work best anywhere besides sitting in a hard chair with a firm back? They might want to sit on a beanbag chair. Um, but we also have to think about the things in our room. Are they distractions? Is it too much? And lastly, do we have mobility? So in my room, I had to think about how I could get desks that would allow the students to move around. Here's a social studies classroom. And although I know the teacher does a great job, she loves her students, it seems a little bit distracting. There's things maybe under her desk that could be put in cabinets. There's a lot of things on the walls, maybe not super cohesive. The students are very excited to go into her room. However, I do think that there could be maybe a different arrangement, groups perhaps. I don't think it would be difficult to move those type of desks. Here's an English classroom at my school. She does move the desks into this type of pattern for Socratic seminars. Again, there's a lot of things kind of on that back wall that I personally think could be distracting to students, but great lighting, great energy in the room also allows students to move around. Here's another English classroom. You can see there's pillows on the floor with a rug, some flex seating, and the desks are moved to accommodate whatever discussion the teacher is trying to have. Here's an elementary classroom. I'm actually going to go to the next slide so you can kind of see more of the classroom where the whiteboard is and such. But it is grouped into twos or fours, maybe fives. But the teacher said that this is the best setup for the class that she currently had. Two students worked good together and didn't work well with others. Here's another elementary school. There's a lot of light. It looks like a lot of time must be spent at stations or on the floor or doing activities because hard desks aren't really a center of the room. It looks like the teacher has used color to excite the students, but yet has kept it clean and free from distraction. It it really looks like a good learning environment for a young student. This is the careers classroom at my high school. You can see that there is flex seating on the picture on the left. The teacher that has this classroom said she will never go back to a traditional classroom, that this has really helped engage students and also help them to collaborate with each other. There is, however, a lot going on the back wall, but the students really do like to see what they've accomplished. A lot of those pictures are, she's also the volleyball coach, so a lot of those pictures are from the accomplishments of the volleyball team. The picture on the right is the school coffee shop. So again, this is something you wouldn't have seen probably 10 years ago, but this is a classroom. This is the students learning how to run this type of to work within this type of environment, to run a business. Here's my current room. I started at the door with those Polaroids. I wanted my students to be inspired in my room, and those are just different quotes from all sorts of historical figures. And I started at the door, like I said, I wanted that to be the first thing they saw. And when you walk into my room, you will see on the back wall this board, and it says, "Take what you need, give what you can." It is all of those types of Polaroids. The top two rows are completed already. The bottom row is ready for advice from students or positivity that they can pass to someone else. The far left photo with the gold circles on the wall, that is my way of positively, in a positive way, saying the guidelines and the rules of my room. That if it's disruptive, we just don't do it. I want them to keep on growing. I want them to inspire others. Mutual respect is expected, and I always want them to do their very best. Um, I also have a poster that is very important to me, that I want my students to see when they come in and when they leave. And that is, I hope you feel welcome here. I want you to feel welcome here. The middle picture is my nook. And throughout the year, that back wall was filled with drawings from my students or paintings from my students, maybe an accomplishment from my Scholars Bowl team, something that is personal that the students could see had been accomplished from that year. The last picture on the right is really the only flex seating I have in my classroom this year because I was very limited due to my desks, which you will see in just a moment. I also put up this young entrepreneurs board because I thought it was inspiring for high school students to see that some of the people on this board are 12 years old and they have accomplished so much because they put their mind to it. Here is a picture of the desks in my room. As you can see, there are cords that are just running everywhere. These desks were specially made for the computer lab. They are huge, they are immovable, and they have posed quite an issue within my classroom this year. So there are two of them. They run 17 feet by 5 feet. And as you can imagine, from me to get from the whiteboard to the back row is quite a hike. And it is hard for classroom management. So here is my inspiration board. The far left picture are desks that I actually have already purchased. They have been set up, but they have just not been put in my room quite yet. I did also lose my windows due to expansion of the school. So I purchased that Mountain View mural for my north wall so that I could still feel like I was looking outside, so that the students could still have some sort of view and feel connected to the outside world. I think that's very important to feel connected to nature. The bottom right is an inspiration picture that I just think could work for a range of ages. It has so much light, it's clean, it's sleek, it's inspiring, it connects you to the outdoors. And looking at the desks, they look very movable. They can be set up in rows, they can be set up in groups, and also the chairs are on wheels as well. So it really looks like it would lend itself to a great environment of student collaboration.